Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Why do I have two cameras on at the same time? I'm not sure what is going on, but it's recording, so we're just gonna go with the flow. Guys, welcome to the channel. Today is the 26th of March, right? Wednesday. Welcome to the channel. I was looking at the YieldMax payout today, right? And Alti paid freaking 0.9 cents, right? 0.9, what is it? What is Alti? 0. No, 0.0986. So that's like 9 cents, right? Alti paid 9 cents. Alti is a weekly now, so of course, it is what it is. Guys, sometimes when you're investing in these high yield dividends, like I tell you, you have to prepare for the worst because things can change. Alti changed from monthly to weekly, and they're paying whatever they're paying, right? I'm not happy with it, but we still need to survive. Okay, guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Over here, we talk about investing in our financial future, investing to retire early. Okay, I am 52-year-old and I make videos about my portfolio and my portfolio alone. So this is not financial advice. So if you are here, you're here to learn based on what I talk about my portfolio, and that is it, guys. Okay, so don't lose your money and say, "Oh, I was following that old dude and I lose all my money now. I got to go after him." No, I ain't got no money either. You can see the market sucks. We're trying to survive just like everybody else. Okay, we have over 280 plus video. We're doing a 290 video right now as we speak. We have 2,000 plus subscribers on our way to 3,000 sub. Guys, we are building a fundamental foundation over here, right? So you can understand about dividend investing, investing in real estate, and whatever else investment that I invest in that I choose to share on this platform. Okay, so if you're here, that means you got to be interested in one of those things or all the above, and you choose to listen to me. Okay, guys, so I'm just giving you a mind perspective on how and what I'm doing to survive what is going on right now. Okay, guys, so let's get down to business because, like I always like to say, business is booming. Look at this sucker right here. It is red. Okay, so another horrible day for my portfolio, right? Another bad day for my portfolio. As you can see, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, uh, Meta, what else? Amazon is down. And bunch to name other few are down. Okay, but we invest in different sector of the market, so of course this is pretty much um, the S&P 500. Okay, so we invest in other Nasdaq, Russell. We invest in all of the different uh, trading platform, right? Not trading platform, but branches of where that we can buy stocks and sell stocks. I said branches. Don't take my word verbatim. Okay, I'm trying to find the best word to use right now. Okay, guys. So if you're here to learn, like I said, now you do a lot of basic stuff you need to learn. And I don't really make videos about those things, right? I just talk about my portfolio. So if you have questions or whatnot, you can also join the Discord, okay, and ask questions there. Let me move it out the way because the Discord right now is doing whatever Discord does. And over here, my interweb is kind of slow. So I'm trying to do this stuff without letting this thing lock up. So I did not know that was already open. And I click on it and just pop up. But if you like, guys, join our Discord community, signed up. We got people in the Discord. We got about 37 people right now in Discord total, right? And we have about 7 people that's doing stuff. But the Discord is growing gradually. I would like to see more activity in the Discord, guys posting stuff or asking me questions in the Discord, or asking what to add to the Discord, things that you guys would like to see in the Discord, so we can add it there. Whatever, something to have more communication or whatever, we can add it there. Okay, guys. So let's talk about a little bit about crypto. This is gonna be quick. and easy. Okay, so you can see, that Bitcoin is going up gradually 1%, right? Ethereum is up 1.13%, 13%. Pretty much everything is going on the rise, which is good. So if you invest in Bitcoin, today's your lucky day. Okay, but if we come over here on the hour, let's go back to the hour. Bitcoin is up. If we go back to the whole day, the entire day, and market cap, right? Bitcoin is down 1% overall for the day. So, I mean, if you don't get it, then you don't get it. It's not my job to explain to you. I'm just trying to make sure you understand. This is a good tool to help you see what's going on. Some people need a bigger pane of glass, whatever the term people use. For me, this is it, right? So continue to invest, guys. Take it easy. Take your time. It's not a quick sprint, right? It's a marathon. It's long term. This is for you and your family. So do what you gotta do. So guys, this thing right here, this money is still sitting here. I don't know when this money is gonna go away. It's still sitting here, and I can't add no more money to my portfolio right now. And this is getting annoying. Now you see right here, I got these two free $5 in there. They're down today, but I put the link in my on my status on my phone, and I guess people signed up. I don't know, or they just give me free stuff. I have no idea, but it's what I got. And now the camera is acting a fool, but I'm not dealing with the camera. If it go blurry, you guys don't need to see my ugly wad anyway. You'll see me enough. Okay, so this is where we are today. I'm still waiting for this thing to do what it needs to do so I can start buying stuff in here. Because, guys, y'all know this is my daughter's portfolio, and this is one of the portfolio I can share with you guys because I can share my Robin, my chart, my Robin, not chart, so my fidelity with y'all. So this is the one I can share. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, I don't know. Let me see. Is that okay? So the other camera, this one is not working, but it's on. That thing is crazy. All right, click there, guys. So overall today, this portfolio is down 2%, 2.31%. The portfolio is down overall $231.86. I can hear myself talk. Got some echo in my head. So, I mean, it's not a lot, but it is a lot because we were trying to get back up from the bottom. Now, in the news, there's stuff about prepping for new tariffs that's coming, next week, and all this other stuff, right? What do? We just started to get back, on good footing, and then we can afford to take another big hit with the portfolio, right? I can't afford to take another big hit with the portfolio. That's why I told you guys I'm not gonna be buying anything, but at some point, you know me, I'm gonna pull the trigger and spend some money and buy some stuff. Now in this portfolio, every time we get dividend, we're spending it, right? Every time we get dividend here, we're spending it. That's a no-brainer. Any money coming here, we're spending. We still got $3 in here. There's something I forget to do every day, which is enable drip. I am going to do that today. Once I'm finished with this call, camera going again. Once I'm finished with this video, I am going to enable drip on this portfolio and see if that allows me to buy fractional share with that $3 and something cents in there, right? And if that doesn't work, guys, I'm gonna let y'all know, okay? But this is where we are right now. I didn't buy anything in the portfolio today. As you guys can see, the $3.75 is still there from yesterday. So overall, in my big boy portfolio, as you guys can see, we are down almost 2% today, right? We were kind of climbing out of this thing a little bit, but as you can see, it said we're down almost 13% overall on the portfolio, $89,000. I mean, I'm happy with that number coming down, right? Even though we just added another percent plus on that number today, almost 2%. So that would have brought me right around what, 11%, 10%, something percentage wise. but now we've gone up because we ended the day down. Now this is what some of the money that we made previously in the week. I think Monday, right? Yeah, Monday. The part of the money that we gained on Monday, this is part of the money that we're going today. Now I don't know about tomorrow. What's going to happen if the market is going to continue to go down? Then the little gain we made yesterday that will be gone too, and then the last on Friday, whatever gain we made on Friday, that will be gone. We'll be back over 100K down in the portfolio. Okay. Now I did tell you guys I have $75,000 worth of margin buying power, which I'm like, right now with stuff being down, of course, I'm tempted to spend that money. But, and what would I put that money in? There's a couple of things I would put that money in, probably Palantir, probably, and was that, what was the other stuff that I have already in the portfolio? I got a few shares of that. What is that? Maro. Um, I have a few shares of that. But Palantir would be the next thing I'll put money in. Palantir and what else? And Misty for now will be where I will put my money because Palantir as I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Palantir is shaping up to go back on a run because with all of the big stuff going on with government contracts and defense spending, Palantir gets half of the business from that. So the more contracts they can add on, they're just going to go up in the market. Okay, they're just going to go up in the market. So with time, you know, people are like, oh, Palantir is they're gonna go down, all this other stuff. I mean, if they do go down like they went down, it's only going to be temporary, and they're going to go back up. You know what I'm saying? They are going to go back up. Now, I sold a lot of my Palantir, right? Because I had to cover some of my margin calls. But I had to do that to save my portfolio. But even though I sold some of that, right, from the last 2 weeks, I've already up $2,000 in my Palantir. Now that's in my growth portfolio. You guys don't get to see that. That's in my growth portfolio, right? But I mean, I would have got like 20 something shares now Palantir from what I had like 250, but I had to sell that stuff, right? And I wish I sold it when it was over $100, but stuff happens. Okay. Now let's go to the big boy tracker. This is gonna be a short video today. I know I say that all the time, but then the video end up being long because I start talking about something else. And I get long winded. All right. So guys, what is up the lows? So this thing here says $29,000, right? So far we already made 23 grand this month, right? I'd like to show you guys as a reminder. We already made $23,000 this month. You guys can see that number right there, right? We got this week here and here. We're not going to get any dividend here. Excuse me. We're not going to get any dividend there. I don't know what I'm yawning, but that's what we are right now. Okay. And after looking at where's the thing I just pulled up? Minimize this. Oh, yeah. After looking at this stuff, right? After looking at this right here, man, it's like I don't think we're gonna make $4,000 this month, this week. I don't think so. I mean, if we do, I will be very surprised if we generate 4 grand this week because I don't see where it's gonna come from. So if we don't generate 4,000, that means we're gonna be under $27,000 for the month, right? It'll be under 27K for the month. And that means we drop lower than expected, right? So hopefully, hopefully next week, right? Or next month, um, Misty can do a better job and pay us something similar to Palantir. See, Palantir paid freaking $5.32. $5.32. So based on what I have, the amount of Palantir that I have across my portfolio, I should be generating close to $1,000, right? And I don't have a lot of Palantir. So imagine if you have 1,000 share of Palantir, man, you're making over 5 Gs easy. You know what I mean? From Palantir. But listen to other people, and it might steer you guys from what they call it, scaremongering or scare tactoring, whatever the hell it is, right? But guys, the portfolio, the income went down a little bit, right? It's like I think it was 932 to where it's 929. So it went down a little bit. Not a big difference, but it still went down overall. Now, this thing here, where is it? Income. This thing here is saying our income level is going to be at 27,000. So in order for us to match this sucker here, we have to generate at least close to $4,000 this month, maybe 3,900 plus, to get 27,000. Right? So if we made $4,100, $200, $300, then we're going to match this number here, right? I mean, I love to match this number, so at least this thing will be right. Maybe it sees something that I don't see. But we already know what the income is going to be because we already got the numbers here, right? But this doesn't show all the numbers from YieldMax because we get other things that are going to pay dividend also. It might not be a lot, but we got other things that are going to pay dividend that might offset the actual balance in the numbers and what we receive from YieldMax. Okay, guys. So, I mean, it is frustrating as we trying to balance out the portfolio and survive. And right now, with the amount of money I have in the portfolio, I mean, I think I'm okay, right? I am okay because we are doing good. We're not spending money. So if we're not spending money and the money coming in, that increases our margin buying power, which we can use at some point to buy some stuff, right? But I mean, it's still tough. It's still tough. Where are we? It's still tough, but we will be okay, right? And my margin buying power right now is almost at 100 grand, even though the portfolio is down today by almost 2%, right? And my non-margin buying power is at $24,000, and I can withdraw $24,000. So that's how I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was like, man, I need to buy another property in Colombia. He's like, well, okay, I think we can do that. But if I can only withdraw 25,000, 24K, right, and the property I'm buying is 100, that means I have to wait 4 months technically to withdraw that money on margins. But that's not the same way to go, right? That's why I'm telling you guys I need to make a bigger buffer, right? And as money comes into the portfolio, right, that will help grow the actual amount that I can withdraw without margin, because that's money I'm using to just margin. So if I take 25K, that's just 25K I'm borrowing on margins. And that's not what we need to do, right? I need to take money out that I'm not borrowing on margin, non-margin, right? So eventually, like I said, as I continue to add money into the portfolio, and of course my margin buying power is going to go up, but at some point I will have enough money to say, okay, well, let's turn it off. Let's turn off margins. So every 25, 30 grand that coming into the portfolio every month, 20 grand, whatever, that is my money, right? I can take it out. I can live on it however I want to. I can pay the taxes at the end of the year. I can put separate money aside in another account that kind of collect interest just for the taxes. Okay, guys. So there's a lot of ways to look at this stuff. Okay, and I mean, when you're making the money, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter. In 5 years, we still gonna be raking in the millions if we can survive. Okay. So guys, I got a glass here I'm drinking. This is just Coca-Cola, right? I know the people bought Coca-Cola. My girl gave me Coke to drink, so I'm drinking Coke. I don't drink alcohol. It's in a glass, but it's not alcohol. Okay. So it's just Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola, I'm talking about your drink. Y'all need to give me a promo or something, right? I can drink it and be like, drink Coca-Cola. That my face look funny on that thing. But guys, look, in 5 years, your boy will still be making almost 2 mil, right? In 5 years, it's not a long time around. It's just right around the corner. In 5 years, we will have a new president, right? Trump would have served his full year, and we will have a new president, whether Republican, Democrat, or principalities, or whatever the terminology is. We will have a new president. So, but I'm telling you guys, this term of this president will make or break us, right? Because we either gonna end out of here we'll have multiple millions, and I'm not talking about pesos, I'm talking about dollars. We'll have multiple millions in the bank, right? We'll have multiple properties outside of the US. Right? I'm in the Dominican Republic right now. Okay? We'll have multiple properties outside the US, whether the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Panama, whatever else we go, right? Asia, Africa, whatever. We will have multiple properties, investments, right? A lot of time, rich people buy houses. They have somebody to take care of the house, and they don't even go to the house every 5 years because they got so many properties in different places. They cannot visit all of those. But you know why they keep those properties? Those are tax write-offs, right? Those are tax write-offs. They in a company name. They can write them off. Now, I'm just a small little pebble, right? But we implementing the same strategy that the big people, the big sharks and the big whale use. I'm a little shrimp, a little prawn, whatever you want to call it. And we implement the same strategy to get the same benefits, right? That's why I tell you guys all the time. Don't just look at stuff and say, well, Edwin, why would I want to do all this right now when I don't have money? You don't prepare because, oh, now I got money, now I need to prepare. It's too late. With what you're doing, you should be able to see like, okay, after so and so time, financially, this is where I'm gonna be. So you know your trajectory. You know what you're doing. That's why we use a tracker, right? To give us that to see in the future. It's estimated, right? Because we can't control the market. But if you can see in the future, as far as your finance or what things will look like, whether the market bad is good, you can have an idea on how to prepare for your future. That's why I tell you guys, use these trackers. Use your millionaire net worth stuff to track your money, right? And somebody say, oh, well, Edwin, this take a lot of time. Yes, you only got to do it one time. And once you do it once, the next time you go in there, you might have to sync up some other stuff. But this is your money. This is your money. Do you not care about your money? You want somebody else to manage it for you and pay them 10%, 2%, 3% of what you own, what you have, and what you can do it for yourself for pennies on the dollar, in some cases free? Come on, guys. Get to it. Okay? You have to get to it. You have to be serious about your ish. Okay? Because sometimes I just want to curse, but this is a financial channel. So I keep the cursing. It don't mean financial people can't curse. I mean IT. I curse like a drunken soul. And I don't even drink liquor. Okay? So, because you're in finance don't mean you can't curse. I don't wear no suit and tie. Most days I have on my beach wear because I'm more a lot of time in the beach. You know what I'm saying? Places that have water. So of course, it's what it is. Because you wear a suit don't make you smart. I know a lot of dumb people that wear a suit. I'm not even gonna go there right now, but guys, On a serious note, you have to start preparing for your future. Because if you, like I tell you guys all the time, if you tell somebody your goals, yeah, bro, you can do it, then maybe your goals is too small. If you tell somebody your goals, they look at you and laugh and be like, man, you crazy. Then yeah, then your goal is big enough that the other person you telling your goals to, they're like, he is. They're looking at you and saying, man, you crazy. But in their mind, it's like, this fucker would never complete that goal. He's never going to accomplish that goal. But guess what? In 3 to 5 years, when your life change, they can look at you and be like, but how did you do this again? And you'll be like, I was telling you, MF, this stuff, and you wasn't listening to me. Right? That's why I don't really talk to my family about investments. I don't do that. I don't even mention that stuff. If they happen to be around me to me making my videos, and they'll be like, oh, what you talking about? And then I explain to them. But I don't do that anymore. In the beginning, I used to say, "Yo, man, I'm doing this, doing that." People be like, "Oh, okay," because people want to see you be successful. Some cases, because they're afraid to take that challenge to lose their money, right? But how are you going to learn if you don't lose something? You have to lose something to learn, and that's not. If you're always winning, you don't know what it feels like to lose. So one loss can mess you up for life because you're used to winning. Now you got that one loss. Now you're all nervous because you're like, oh man, this is what's going on. Well, you're second guessing yourself, right? And it's just that simple. So put your foot in the dirt, give it a shot, and see what happens. You cannot control it. Of course, you cannot control it. But you got to put in the freaking effort to start, right? You got to start. Some of the guys on here like, yo, Edwin, man, thanks for your motivation. I appreciate it. I'm 50-something years old. I'm just starting. Guys, I would not be bad because I'm 50-something years old, right? I talked about this before. Look, I used to put money in an account because I need to pay bills and I want to save, right? I'll put $25, $50, $500, whatever in my savings account. But before the end of the month, I'll go back and take all that money out of the savings account because I don't have enough money to pay my bills. So in return, I wasn't saving any money. I was just putting the money away temporarily, thinking, oh yeah, I'm doing something. But then when something happened, or I need to pay, or I get hungry, then I go and put the money out. It's the same stuff. But when you open your Roth and you put that money there and you don't need to touch that money, what is $1, $2, $3, whatever it is, if you don't need to touch it, over time, you realize that I can actually live with less. And dividend investing is very addictive. I haven't talked to nobody who actually started this stuff and be like, man, I went from $1 a week in income, right, to now every month, every week some week I'm getting $10, $20. As I tell them, dude, continue to invest, pay attention to the market, check your portfolio. If you have money in there and the market go down, buy, right? That's all you can do. Because you don't need the money right now. You're doing it for later on. But make sure you have other positions like JEPI, JEPQ, SUSD, GPIX. Some of those positions, right? Main capital. Some of those guys you have in there to help, balance out the portfolio. Those guys have been around a little longer than the YieldMax, right? And they're still paying dividend. So you want some of those positions in there that's going to help you. They might not be paying 100% yield. They might be paying 5%, 3%, 7%, 9% yield, but that's still high yield compared to the YieldMax, right? Back in the day, a 12%, 7% yield, those were high percent yields. Those were high yield, right? Now we got like I call them extreme high yield because it's tricky. They're over 100%. You tell somebody, let somebody look at my dividend yield right now is 102%, 102. They're like, oh my gosh. 102%? Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. But we're in a different era, right? We're taking risks on a different level. It is a risk, yes. We're taking risks because I'm an income investor. As I continue to grow my portfolio and get to that $1 million paycheck, I'm diversifying my portfolio. I'm going in most of the safer, lower yield stuff, but I'm using my income portfolio to generate income for me. and then I take that money, invest it into a lower yield. So I'm not using my paycheck, right? If I'm putting in 25K a month and I can reinvest 15K into a lower yield investment and live off of 10K, I don't need a job. That make more money than my job. So why would I need a job? Because eventually those lower yields gonna be paying the same amount of money. When I have 1 or 2K in there, 3 million in there, of course I'm gonna be generating 60, 70, 80 to $100,000 a year. That's more than what I need to work. And if I stay outside the U.S., that's way more than what I need. I'm living the lifestyle of the rich and famous now. Okay, I'm living the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Now, who don't want to be rich and famous? And sweetheart, who don't want to be rich and famous? I'm sitting here talking to you guys, right? And I can't keep a straight face because I'm looking at one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. And, she's like caramel, natural hair, no makeup, perfect nose. The simple thing in life. See, I'm very simple. You guys are going to say, oh, she curly hair and red bone. Oh, no. Just a simple thing in life. I'm just a very simple guy. But, God give us the ability to choose our direction. And if you are here, you already made the choice. I'm not telling you to do nothing that's going to put you at risk. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to choose away my investment style. I'm just telling you to start investing. Find out what works for you. That's why I talk about dividend kings and dividend aristocrats all of the time. Okay? Because those companies been paying dividends for 20 some years, 50 some years. Right? 50 plus, 20 plus, And some of them pay 5, 6, 3, 4% yield. It's not a lot of them, but some of them pay those yields. And they've been paying them for, in some case, 20 years, in some case, 50 years. So if they've been around that long paying dividend, you can sleep easy at night. You don't have to be like we checking, okay, what the hell is YieldMax going to do this week? What the dividend going to be this week for YieldMax? You don't have to worry about that. Like we come and be checking to see what dividend payers are going to pay good so we can generate enough income to survive the next dip in the market or news in the market that's going to affect how we generate our income. Okay, guys. I said the video was going to be short. Look at the time. Already over 30-some minutes. So, guys, remember, this is not financial advice. Okay? I'm just here, a 52-year-old man. I look 52 today. I got my beard back. Talk about my portfolio. Okay? So, stay blessed. Stay out of trouble. Let's see what the market going to do tomorrow. Right? Even though the market is down, but we're still going to get paid on Friday. Okay, well, we're going to pay $1,000, $2,000. I think it's going to be somewhere close to $4,000. I haven't done the calculation, but just based on looking at the amount of money that we're getting from YieldMax, hopefully I'll see what all of my other positions are paying as far as dividends concerned. If we can go over 4, that would be great. If we do 5, that would be even better. That means we did better than what the tracker says, right? Because the tracker right now says 27,000 in income, right? So for the month, 27,362 is the estimate from the tracker. I don't think we're gonna beat that. I think we'd be lucky if we can get to 27 at all. I think it would be a big deal if we get to 27. And if we go past 27, I think it'll be amazing. It's not luck, but it's just what the other dividend pays. I just said lucky, but it's not luck to have nothing to do with it. It's just what the other company pay as far as dividend concerned. That's where we are. Okay, guys. Now, like I always like to tell you, I love you guys. Remember to comment. Okay, comment on the videos, share the content, and try to encourage other people to invest. I know people say it's a scam. It's one thing to scam somebody and take something away from them, than to scam somebody and give them something um, that would change their life forever, right? You know, you teach a person to fish, they can feed themselves forever. But you give them a fish, they'll be back tomorrow asking for another fish because they don't know how to fish, right? That's the best way I can explain that. I know that it is a better way to make it sound more sexy, but I'm not a sexy man, so I just say how I feel. All right, guys, I love you guys. We'll end this video here and we'll do it again tomorrow. Peace out.